Hi everybody, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I'm just checking out. This is I had some problems last week with my Facebook Live because I got a new phone, and so I'm just looking to make sure everything's okay. I got a message right before I went live that said turn your phone again, and I was like, oh no, I thought I had this figured out. I got a new camera stand that doesn't look like it's going to get in the way with this phone, so hopefully we're going to be good for this live. So thank you for joining me. My name is Laura Rodrick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. And thank you for watching me, whether it's live now or in the replay or on YouTube. So I thank you very much for watching. We're going to have a lot of fun crafting tonight. I'm just making sure that I'm coming up live on Facebook. Let me turn off the volume. Okay, it looks like we're good. So I'm excited about tonight's cards. We're using the teacup suite from Stampin' Up! And as soon as I saw this one, I thought, oh, this is so cute. I love teacups. I love tea. I have a cup of tea every morning for breakfast. And so anyway, I think it's a really cute set and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down and we'll get started crafting. Okay, so far so good. Make sure my hands are good. Okay, I think we're ready to craft. So this is our new annual catalog, and I just want to show you this teacup suite, and this is called the Tea Boutique. And I can show you on this side some of the cards that they have showing on the catalog page, and some of the products on the other page, and we're going to use all of these products tonight. So we have really cute papers that I'll show you, some envelopes and cards, a stamp set, and then a die set. Let me move this up so you can see the bottom of it as well. Lots of fun tonight. Okay, so these are the projects that we're going to make. I have 3 cards with teacups. A take care of yourself. This would be nice to send to somebody who's not feeling well. A thank you card. We're going to make this little card that just says enjoy and happy birthday on the inside. And then I have this little fun project, and this is for like a little gift you could give to somebody. And inside we have a little tea bag and a little Biscoff cookie. Who loves these cookies? Every time I fly on American or United, I get one of these cookies and I just think, oh my gosh, I don't know if it's just because you're starving on the airplane that it tastes so good, or it's just that good. I don't know. So those are the projects that we're going to make tonight. If you would like the make and takes for these projects, you can place an order with me online of $35 or more. Here's the link to go to, and I'll also post this link on my Facebook business page. If you place it by Saturday and use this host code, I will send you all the things to make this for free. You'll need the stamp set, you'll need the dies, but I'll send you all the paper, all the ribbon, all the embellishments. I'll send you a tea bag and a cookie too, so you can go ahead and make the projects to completion. All right, so let's get started. Let me show you. Here is the stamp set that we're going to use tonight, the cup of tea. Lots of really nice sentiments. I love this font. I think it's a very pretty font. It's got the little tea bag. What do you call that little tea bag thing that goes on the other end of the tea bag? Anyway, it's got all these little sentiments that go right inside that too. This could be a little slice of lemon, a little slice of orange, just really cute. This is the die set that goes with it to cut everything out. Let me put it a little bit lower because I feel like my camera's pretty close tonight. Okay, so the first card that we're going to make is this one right here. So I'll go ahead and pull out our things to get started. Okay, so we're going to start with a card base, and this is 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4, and this is the Melon Mambo cardstock, and I think it's just a beautiful pink color. So we'll go ahead and just crease that nice and crisply with our bone folder, and there's our card base all ready for us. It's going to open this way. I'm going to set that aside. This is going to be for the inside. So next I've cut a layer of DSP, Designer Series paper, and I love this set of paper. I fell in love with this immediately. And this is called Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper. And let me show you what it looks like. This is the piece that I cut out. You can see it kind of, there's like a gradient to different colors. You got the yellows and the pinks, and it goes off, and you end up with the purples. And let me show you the one that I have open that I've been working off right now. And it has all these really great flower prints and all these flowers that can be cut out or just used as a backdrop. And then the other side has some really vibrant colors, kind of rainbow colors. Let me pull this out more so you can see how pretty these colors are on the other side too. Look at the rainbow colors right there, little tiny flower prints. So both sides of this paper are just really, really beautiful and fun to work with. So let me put this away. So we're just going to go ahead and put this right on to our card base. And then we'll have our first layer all set. We'll just center it right here. Looks good. I just have this piece of white that we'll do on the inside in a little bit. Okay, so other pieces, I've taken some plain white, basic white cardstock, and you guys see me use this set a lot, right? This is Scalloped Contours dies, and I just cut that out with the die to make this nice little backdrop. And you also used in the Melon Mambo another little piece from the middle and cut that out to put our sentiment into. All right, I've already pre-cut out of that same paper that we just used at DSP, the little teacup. So that's going to be our teacup. This is going to be for the inside, and we have our little embellishments and some scraps. Okay, so what we're going to do next is let's do our stamping next. Okay, hold on, I've got some rogue rhinestones going around here. All right, so the Daffodil Delight, we're going to just stamp a little lemon slice. And we'll just do that on our little scrap of white. So I'm just going to put that right there. You can see the detail on that, how cute it looks. The next thing I'm going to do is take my Memento Black and do the little T tag. And we'll just make the little tag right like that. And then on the inside, let me leave the black out. We're going to stamp it's tea time. It's time for tea. And we'll put that right in the middle of our little tag. Okay. And then the Take Care of Yourself, we're going to stamp on this little piece of white cardstock that's going to go in the middle of our label. Okay, that's good. We're almost ready to assemble. The other thing I wanted to do was decorate the teacup with a little bit of gold embossing. Just so it looks like a little piece of tea china, right? So you can do this in a couple different ways. This is the way I did it. Now I have two choices here. I have the Versamark stamp pad. I also purchased from Amazon a Versamark marker. So I could just do the edges with the marker and then use the embossing powder. Or I'll show you what I did for my other card. I just took the edge of the teacup and I just went along the edge like that to get my Versamark right on the edge of it. And then on the other side, I did the same thing, just on the edge. And we'll see how that works. Or you could use the Versamark marker and have a little bit more control over that. So now I'm going to take my gold embossing powder and just sprinkle that on. And that looks pretty good. We've got a pretty good border, I think. Just make sure we have enough. Okay, and we're just going to heat emboss that, which is going to be a little tricky because it's kind of small. Let me see if I have any tools. I have a little tweezer that I think I'm going to use to hold it so it doesn't get too hot while I'm embossing it. Okay. Takes a minute for this to warm up. I haven't used it in a while, a couple of weeks. All right, you can see the bottom, and I got the bottom a little bit thick. I probably would want that a little bit thinner, but I think the top looks pretty good. Repeat it from the other side. Well, let me do it up here so you can see it a little bit better. And that's turning to really pretty gold. Okay, let me put this up a little bit closer to the camera so you can see how we got that gold embossing on. That looks really pretty, right? Okay, so we're ready to start assembling our card. I'm gonna pull some dimensionals out. And I have a little bit of string. And this is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and it's just a little piece of white twine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my teacup and attach my string. And then I'm gonna, now you could do this two different ways. There are definitely dies in the set to die cut these pieces. This is just pretty much straight edges, so I'm just gonna cut it out with scissors really quick. I do have the dies if I wanted to run it through my die cutting machine. And the same thing with the little slice of lemon, you could do the same thing. But again, these are pretty easy lines to cut. This one's straight, and I figure, oh, it'll just take me a second to fussy cut this out. Except I'm having problems seeing it because of the shadows from my light. Okay, probably would have been better with the die cut. Like I said, the shadow's getting in the way of seeing. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do, actually let me undo this, and I'm gonna do behind here first. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna put a dimensional on the back of this little taggy thing, and we'll pat that on the front so it's popped up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and attach the rest of it to the back, and I'll snip off the extra. Then we'll pop that up onto the white part. Put one more. These are just our Stampin' dimensionals. And we'll put this right in the middle, right there. And that looks good. And then we're gonna pop up our little slice of lemon. And I'm gonna put that off to this side. And add just a little bit of adhesive on this side so it sticks to the front of the cup. And we'll just set that right like that. And that looks pretty good. And then we're gonna pop this up to the front of our card right here. All right, I'm getting close to using up this sheet of dimensionals. I want to make sure that I have enough room in the camera. I feel like my space is a little narrow tonight from top to bottom. So I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. And we'll put this just kind of up towards the corner like that. Okay, let's finish off the inside really quick so that's stuck. And the only thing I'm doing to the inside is just adding this piece of white cardstock, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, just inside the card like that, and then a little bit more strip of that DSP at the bottom. Nice and easy, just like that. Okay, now the inside is done. And you could put a little sentiment or just right in there later. All right, so for this side, I die cut this out already, but you can see there's a couple little things that still need to be poked out. So I'm just gonna poke those out with my Take Your Pick tool. And that looks pretty good. And then we'll just take some seal and adhere this to the, you know, I'm gonna trim this a little bit. I don't think I measured that right. Let me get my bigger scissors. It looks big to me for what it is. I guess that's the way I intended it. It's okay. All right. We will pop that up as well with just a couple dimensionals. And we'll just put this on an angle as well. And the last thing we're gonna do is just add some of these basic rhinestone jewels. And we'll just use some different sizes to put on the card in just random places. And maybe one here. And we'll start putting some small ones on. Take your pick tool so my putty's coming out. Easier to grab them. And one more. Okay, that is our first card. It's pretty, right? I think I like it. All right, let's move on to the next card. And the next card we're gonna do is the thank you card. What we're gonna add to this card is this little heart. And the set of dies comes with a little heart in it. Let me show you. You could use these little hearts. I love this stitched heart, and I use this all the time from the Give It a Whirl dies because I think the hearts are a nice shape, and I love the stitching around them. So I took it from there for the purple heart, and then we also used the Layering Circles dies, which I use all the time, and we use that for our labels. So let's pull out our things. Looks like my ribbon got a little smashed, but that's okay. All right, same size card base. Let me just fold this over. And I've scored it at 4 1/4. And we'll just make sure that it's nice and crisp fold. This one's gonna open this way. And this is Fresh Freesia cardstock, which is one of the in colors from last year. And we're using the DSP from the tea set. And let me show you that. So this DSP is 6x6 and it's called Tea Boutique Designer Series paper. And oh my gosh, so many designs in here, all teapots, tea, little lemons. Look at all these pretty designs on this paper. And the other side has really nice designs. Also, look at these polka dots and just different things that you can coordinate with it. So just a really fun paper. Features some of the in colors from this year that just came out. So we're just taking a piece of that DSP, and you can see this has the Fresh Freesia little flowers on it. So I think that's really pretty. And we're gonna attach that to the front of our card. Okay, great. And we're just going to start layering up. I also have already cut out the teacup, and this was the back side of one of the papers. You can see the one with the lemons. So we're going to just start by stamping first. I'm going to kind of set this here because we're going to want to put it about right here. And then we're going to stamp so these kind of flowers and leaves are coming out the top. So I just want to make sure I have it lined up in the right place. And I'm going to do the green and Mossy Meadow. And let me just move this out a little bit and stamp that right there. Then the flowers we're going to stamp in Fresh Freesia. I'm not going to put that away yet to coordinate with everything else. And it's kind of fun, this stamp for the flowers puts them all right across, right? So it's just going to go right across the flowers right there. Okay. So let me ink that up, make sure that you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to pull it down just a little bit so I can see. And I want to make sure I put the flowers in the right place. And I think right about here. Okay, that's good. This part is going to be covered up. I kind of messed that up, right? That's going to be covered up with our teacup, so that worked out. We're also going to stamp thank you inside our little circle. So as long as I've got my Mossy Meadow out, I might as well stamp that. And here's our thank you stamp. Again, I love this font. It's so cute. And we'll stamp that right in the middle. Perfect. All right, I think we're ready for some assembly, and this is easy assembly for this card. So we will start by taking, we have another piece of fresh freesia cardstock. And this is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. And we're just going to put our little die cut basic white on top of it. Just like this. Nice little border. All right, we're ready to put our teacup on with dimensionals. And that'll go right here. And then we'll take one dimensional and pop up our heart right in the middle of our teacup. Okay, isn't that sweet? All right, let's go ahead and put this onto, I'm gonna start cutting up the edges of my dimensionals because I want to finish up this sheet before I start a new one. So we're gonna pop up this whole piece onto the card. And it doesn't matter what it looks like on the back, no one's gonna see it, right? So we'll just put our dimensionals kind of any which way. And this one we're going to put up towards the top corner like this. All right, we will attach this inside circle to the other circle. So we have a nice little border that coordinates. And then we'll pop this up. Right like that on the edge. And then we want to add our ribbon to the card. So we're going to tie this all the way around our card. And this is Fresh Freesia ribbon as well. And it's called Fresh Freesia Open Weave ribbon. And it's really pretty. And that's what I love about the Stampin' Up! Products. They all coordinate so well. Like, look at all the different things we have in these colors that match. It's awesome. Makes it really easy to design or make things, make cards. Okay, so we have our bow. Let me make that, see if I can make my bow a little bit prettier. And we'll just trim off the ends. And I'm gonna tuck this part right underneath. Might have to lift up I have to get it under the dimensional. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, let's add some rhinestones. Everything's better with rhinestones. And I'm just gonna, on this card, just add rhinestones to the middle of the flowers, just a little. So I'm just adding the 2 little rhinestones to the middle of those flowers. Isn't that a sweet card? I think it's just really awesome. I hope y'all like it. You could add white to the inside of this card too. And I don't think I did anything with it, nope. Okay, that's card number 2. All right, the next card we're gonna make is this one right here. And I've kind of turned this into a birthday card, and it just says enjoy on the front. And then on the inside, I just stamped happy birthday. So what I've added to this one, again, we're using the layering circle dies for this one. And then I took the happy birthday sentiment from this Peaceful Moments stamp set. It's nice to have a stamp set that has lots of different sentiments on it. And I just took the happy birthday one because I like the font and I thought it wasn't too far off from the font that we're using with this card. So we're ready to go ahead and pull this out. Now this card, I started with this card and envelope pack. And it's the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes, okay? And it's got these really beautiful envelopes that I want to show you. And these are all the in colors that just came out this year, okay? And it's, look at the flowers that are already printed on them. And if you flip them over, there's more things on the back of them. And I just think they're really nice envelopes. And these are just cards. You just fold them in half and they are ready to go. So I'm using, I don't want to lose my string. The one I'm using from this pack is the Sweet Sorbet. Okay, so this is the card with just a nice little pattern on it, and I've already folded it, and it's the card just the card base that comes in the kit. This is the envelope that coordinates with it. And look how pretty that is with the flowers on the front and the back. And it just looks really nice. And if you'll notice, it also coordinates with the DSP. It's like the same flowers with the designer series paper that we have. So everything just looks really pretty together. Okay, so we're gonna start with our 5 1/4 by 4 inch of this DSP and just adhere it to our card front. Now you can see this other side of the DSP is what we're actually going to use to cut the circle out of, because the color coordinates perfectly. So we'll just attach this to the front like that. Okay, next, got a lot of pieces here. That's going to be for the inside. I don't know why I have this piece here. Oh, I know I have this piece. Okay. All right, next we're going to stamp our teacup. And I have this teacup stamp, and I have this little square of the Sweet Sorbet cardstock. And I'm also going to stamp it in Sweet Sorbet. Just like that. And then we're going to have to cut that out. So let me get I've got my mini cut and emboss machine, and here's my teacup die that I'm going to use. So let me get this together. Now this is the mini machine, and pretty soon the magnetic plate is going to come out for the mini machine, and I can't wait. In the meantime, I'm going to use a little piece of Post-it tape just to hold it on while I send it through, to make sure that it's lined up right on the lines. Make sure it looks good. Okay, I think that's it. And we'll just send that through and cut it. Okay, sorry if I made the camera shake. All right, let me remove our Post-it tape. And there we go, our perfect little teacup. Cute, right? Move this out of the way. Okay, I think we're ready to start assembling our layers. Let's do one more thing first. Well, I guess we still have a little bit of stuff left to do. We need to stamp again. So I'm gonna take that same little tag from before. Whoops, let me put this away. We're done with Versamark. Now we're gonna stamp it in Memento. And we'll do our tag. And I'm going to take the Sweet Sorbet and stamp Enjoy on the inside. And I'm going to kind of do it at an angle. So that looks good. And then I'm going to take the inside of the card and go ahead and stamp that Happy Birthday in Sweet Sorbet as well. Or you could stamp it in black, whatever you'd like to do. Happy Birthday, here it is. All right, I'm going to just stamp that right there. You could also stamp a teacup behind it, or, you know, get creative with the inside as well. You could have stamped the teacup in the Sweet Sorbet and then put the words over it in black. That would have looked pretty good too. All right, again, I'm just going to cut this out because it's just straight lines. Is everybody having a good week so far? It's Tuesday. We're not even to hump day yet, but it's going pretty well, right? It's been hot in Texas. Boy, we've been setting records. We've had record heat today. We set a record. It was 100 degrees. It's way too early in the year for us to get to 100. So it's been hot. I'm going to cut out from the same DSP. I'm just going to fussy cut around the edges so we can have this coming out of our teacup. And I'm just kind of doing a messy cut around, nothing perfect, just kind of leaving that white border around. I thought this would be pretty. I could have used the same stamp I did for the last card, but I thought, oh, this would be kind of pretty coming out of the cup because it matches. So I did that just so it would coordinate, and I think it came out pretty good. And it's not that hard to fussy cut around the edges here. I know it takes a minute. We're almost finished. And we'll do just a little bit more this way. Okay, that's our little piece. Save the rest of this piece for later. All right, now we can go ahead and start assembling. So I'm just gonna take the vellum and put a little bit of seal on the back where I know it's gonna be covered by the next layer and put it right in the middle of the card. Then I'm gonna pop this piece up, and this was just cut out with the scallop circle from the Circle Dies dies. And again with that coordinating paper, so we'll just put that inside the other scallop. I love gingham. It looks so pretty. It's so summery to me, gingham. Okay, now we're gonna pop up the card. Before we do that, I'm just gonna glue this to the back of the card so it's just sticking out a little bit. So I'm just gonna add a little strip of the adhesive and kind of put it right about there so it's just sticking out right like that. Okay, then we can go ahead and pop that up. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not do this yet. So let's do that next. You gotta do the layers in order, right? Okay, and we'll pop that up with a dimensional. Right like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit of sticky on the back of here and just run this right around like that. Great, and cut off the rest. Okay, this is ready to be popped up now on the card. I'll just put my dimensionals over to kind of hold everything in place in the back. All right, right in the middle again, like that. All right, on the inside, I just have a couple of strips. I have a little strip of DSP, I have a little strip of the Sweet Sorbet, and the inside of the card is already white. So I'm just gonna attach that like that, and then just put that on the inside. And that makes the inside of our card complete. This looks like it's hanging off just a little bit, so we'll just take our scissors and trim that off. And I got a little piece of glue here. Okay. All right, let's just add some embellishments, a little bit of rhinestones. Like that. And we'll do 3 at the bottom. Maybe one here, maybe we'll put an extra one on. Okay. All right, that's it, card number 3. Don't you love these little teacups and flowers? It's so summery. Okay, now the next project we're gonna do is really fun. And let me show it to you again. It just comes untied like this, and inside you have your little treat to give to somebody. This tea I drink every morning. It's I got hooked on it so many years ago in Hawaii, and it's mango maui tea from the Hawaiian Tea Company, and I actually get that on Amazon now. So I have that every morning. And then here's our Biscoff cookies that we'll just put inside there. Okay, so this is really easy to make too. And let me get out the pieces for that. What we're gonna add to this is I also added just this little scalloped border that I die cut the Sweet Sorbet, and this is from the Penned Flowers dies. All right, so here are our pieces for this. There's a lot of pieces. There's a couple steps to it, but it's not bad. I'm gonna put my ribbon over here and my little string. Okay, so this is gonna be our base of the box, right? It's kind of like the card part of our little gift, okay? And so this is 9 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I scored it at 4 1/2 and 5. So we're gonna have 2 creases on this side. And just like that. So that kind of leaves us with our card that's got like that, okay? The next part we're gonna do, let's put together our inside box that we're gonna put the cookie in, okay? And we got this ready, and I'm trying to see what are my dimensions on this. So this is 4 inches. No, that can't be 4 inches. Oh, I have a 4 inch by 2 inch piece. We're gonna put the tea bag in that, so that's gonna go in the inside, okay? And then we also have a 6 1/2 by, so this is 6 1/2 by 4 3/4, and it's scored at 2 inches and 2 3/4 inches, and then we scored it at a 1/2 inch on both sides, right? So what we're gonna do is just snip it on these little sides right here. And then we're just gonna make our open box, right? So we're just gonna score all of our sides. And our little cookie's gonna fit in here perfectly. Okay, and then we're ready just to fold it up. So I'm gonna put some adhesive on the inside of this side and this little flap on the inside of this side, right? And I'm gonna just attach it on one side like this. And then this other side, I'm gonna just kind of do the outside with adhesive. And oh, it looks like I got some on my, I probably should have put something underneath that to protect it, because now I've got a sticky on my, that I'm gonna have to work out. Let me just work this out, otherwise it's gonna stick on everything. All right, I think that's pretty good. And then we're just gonna finish sticking this side, so we have the sides closed on our little box. Okay, and that's pretty good. Now we have just our little box to put it in, okay? So before we attach those to the inside, I'm just gonna take a piece of sweet sorbet and put this on the inside. And this is the 5 1/4 by 4 inch, just like in a regular card. So I'm just gonna attach this on the inside. It's kind of like the backdrop for the gift part, okay? Then I'm gonna attach this next, and I'm gonna use a little bit of glue on this because I just want it around the edges so I can fit my tea bag in. So I'm just gonna put a thin line on the edges. And I want to have enough room for the tea bag to stick in there. So I want to put this pretty low, and let me just see for measurement's sake. Yeah, about like this. I'm gonna put it here and just glue it. Whoops. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and adhere the box, which is gonna go right about here. And this is a little bit trickier. I could use regular glue for this too, but I'm gonna try and use my seal like this and put this kind of in the middle, but along, just leave a little bit of edge on the bottom. Okay, I'm just gonna put my hand in there to kind of seal it down. And that's kind of the bones of it right there, right? So now we're gonna go ahead and work on decorating the front. All right, let me work on this for just one more second, see if I can get this adhesive off of here. This is kind of my like little adhesive eraser. See if that'll help do that. Okay. All right, so this is going to be our first layer. And this is the Tea Party DSP. You can see also, see there's teacups on one side, and we're going to use this nice pattern on the other side. And so we're going to get ready to attach that. But let's just put all the pieces on it first. So we have our DSP teacups on this side, and before we put that down, we use the Sweet Sorbet and that die to cut out these little edges. So we're gonna attach these first, and let me actually put something down to protect this time as I put some glue on the edges here. And we'll attach this border right about here, just like that. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Very, very sticky. Okay, that looks pretty lined up. And we'll just cut off the excess. So that's gonna go right in the middle. Okay, then we have a couple more layers. We've got our circles. And so this is another one of our in colors. And this is Parakeet Party that we cut out of the scallop circle. And then this is just gonna go inside. So we'll use a little seal to attach that. So that's gonna be a layer for our teacup. Teacup, we're gonna do the same thing that we just did a couple minutes ago, except this time we're gonna stamp it in Memento. So let me get my teacup stamp ready again. All right, and we're gonna run it through the machine again. Okay. So let me get my first two in there, and then we'll line it up. I'm gonna reuse my little Post-it tape. This one's a little bit easier to line up because I can see the lines a little bit better. And we'll just send this through. So easy to cut things out that way. All right, our teacup is ready. Just get my Post-it tape off. I've got that. And we're going to take another little scrap, just like we did before, and stamp "It's Time for Tea" into our little tea bag. With our little scrap, I'm just going to go this way with my scrap. And "It's time for tea." And we'll just cut that out. I remember one year when Nicole was pretty young, we actually did a tea party themed birthday party for her, and that was lots of fun. Everybody wore hats and tea. It was fun. Okay. I'm gonna take my little piece of twine, just like we did before, and attach it, and then take a dimensional and pop that up to the front of our teacup, and then we'll attach it in the back like we did before, and cut off the rest. All right, we can go ahead and attach our teacup to the middle now. And I'm almost out of dimensionals. It's going to be time for a new sheet, which is pretty exciting. All right in the middle. And we're ready to put this onto our card. So I'm just going to use a little bit of seal. And let me just kind of go over the edges of the Sweet Sorbet and put this right in the middle, right there. And then we'll use the seal on the outside of the Parakeet Party and put this kind of off to the side. Okay, now before we put this on, we want to go ahead and put the ribbon around it. So I'm going to take the longer piece of ribbon. see if I can unwrinkle it a little bit. And so the ribbon's going to go right like this, and we're going to end up tying it to keep our, make sure it's not too wrinkled here. This is how we're going to tie it to keep it closed until the recipient unties it to open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so I won't tie that real tight. I will go ahead and trim the ends off right now. Okay, now we can go ahead and put this over the top, and this will help hold the ribbon in place. So I'm going to kind of go around all 4 edges with this time. And we'll put this right on the top, right here, right centered. Okay, and that's the front that's finished. Now let's finish off the inside. Hopefully the glue is dry by now. And we'll go ahead and set our tea bag right inside here, like that. And then I have another piece of this white glittered ribbon that I'm just going to tie around the cookie. And that's just so you can see it easily when you open it and know that there's something that you need to fish out of there. A little gift inside. Whoops. Okay. Let me just tie this bow kind of at the top. And then we can go ahead and tuck our cookie inside. And that looks cute with the little bow sticking up. And then the last thing we have to do is decorate this side right here. And I just have a little piece of the DSP from the Tea Party again that I'm going to adhere to here. And we'll do the same thing that we did before with the edges. So I've got a little bit more of that cut out. And let me bring back my protector. And we'll go ahead and attach these pieces just to this little strip of Tea Party DSP. And I know these are too long. I could have pre-cut them ahead of time, but just like that, and trim these off. Okay, and that's perfect for the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this onto this little panel right here. And this covers up the whole thing. It's edge to edge. Right like that. And then we'll put this right here. Now our inside is decorated as well. Okay, doesn't that look cute inside too when you open that up? All right, let's tie it back up. And then we'll finish it off with just a couple of rhinestones. All right, and I've used up a lot of my rhinestones. I did have a couple that were just stuck to my finger, so that was interesting. But I have more, lots and lots more. So let me just pull a couple out. And we'll just pick up a couple more. And just randomly put them in between the little teacups here. There, and maybe one more right there. Okay, so that one took a couple minutes, but I think it's a really fun treat to give to somebody. Who doesn't love to have tea and cookies, right? All right, so let me show you the projects that we did tonight. All of our cards and our little gift for someone. So we had these. We made our tea card for someone who's maybe not feeling well, our birthday card for tea, and then our thank you tea card. What a nice selection of cards, right? Lots of fun. Lots of things. You could go crazy. There's so much designer series paper, so many different designs. You could just really go crazy with this kit and make all kinds of fun, really fun cards. All right, let me show you a couple quick things, and then I'll show you what the cards we're going to make next week on my live. So just a couple quick reminders. Okay, here's the project and measurement and supply sheet. If you're interested in that, email me and I'll be happy to email you this sheet that has all the measurements and the pictures of the projects. A reminder for a paper pumpkin kit that goes through June 10th. This month's paper pumpkin kit is called Pick of the Crop, and I think it's going to be really, really cute. Here's the link if you want to order that, and I will also put that in the description on my Facebook business page if you're interested. I think it comes with one of these little mini craft canvas bags, and if you wanted to, you could add on extras to that too, that I think that's going to be available to add on in June. So like I said, they always just show you a little sneak peek of the paper pumpkin, not the whole thing, but I think it's obviously you can see some of the things. It's kind of like a farmer's market type theme, so that's going to be fun when that comes. If you want to join Stampin' Up, just a reminder that the promotion we have through the end of the month is the usual $99 plus tax, free shipping, and you get to pick out 125 products, anything you want, but they're also showing the color starter kit with this, that you get these products for free. So the 4 products you get for free is the in color grid paper, and I have that I can show you tonight. Really pretty in all the different colors, the new in colors. And this is just nice grid paper that you can work on, do your projects on. It also comes with a pack of the in color cardstock, and this comes with all the new in colors. You get 4 sheets of each color in there. Nice heavy duty, beautiful cardstock along with that. You get the designer series paper assortment, which also has the in colors and all the different patterns, so you have lots of nice choices. And you get 5 ink pads, 1 of each of the in colors. So the total product they're giving you for free is like $65 worth of stuff, in addition to the things that they're already giving you, you know, the 125 for 99. So that's a really good deal. You get 20% off if you join Stampin' Up on your future orders. And that's why I joined Stampin' Up, because I want to get a discount. I love getting a discount, and 20% off sounds great to me. Next week, if you join me next week, these are the cards that we're going to make. We're going to kind of do like a beachy theme. So I have this Thinking of You card. I have this nice sunsetty wishing you so much happiness card. These look like watercolors, but they're actually stamps, and this is super easy to do. I'll show you next week. I have this cute little palm tree card wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. And then the other card I have is this cute little sailboat card. So kind of a summery, beachy kind of class next week, now that we're actually into summer. So thank you again for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you make some cards, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.